Hey, welcome to the Third Rail. Very excited to be here. Feeling excellent. It's a wonderful night, very cold outside.
You look good.
Thank you. And you look pretty good yourself. You got a nice little haircut there.
Thanks.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the way you do it, you know.
Cute.
It's sort of like a female, but not.
Well, you know, it's not consistent in and of itself,
Yeah.
but it consistently has something.
Always with the scissors.
Something
I like
going
that.
on.
It's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got plenty to talk about tonight. A little bit later on, there's a story about a particular Catholic school who wanted to employ a certain method to try and get the message of how it would be to be part of the stolen generation.
Yep.
We'll talk about that a little bit later, and if that's just a little bit over the edge. Also, having sex with drug users and not cleaning yourself, that's coming up pretty soon. Yeah, that's right.
I know nothing about that.
Yeah, he knows nothing about that, but apparently some nurse in Melbourne knows plenty about that. And but first off, we're going to start off with Bachar Hooley. Richmond Tigers player tonight was actually handed a 4-match ban. His initial ban was 2 games, right? That was on Tuesday. The tribunal said, well, look, he's got a great record here in terms of it's very clean. He's been in the league for 10 years. Hasn't struck anyone in any way in that time. But unfortunately, the AFL stepped in and said the 2-match ban the tribunal initially handed out to Hooley wasn't enough.
That was outrageously soft.
And that's the first time they've ever done that, apparently.
Well, it's a historic decision.
It's a historic decision. They came in and they said, no, this is not acceptable, and it was totally inadequate, and tonight they've given him a 4-match ban. So they've doubled it. Yeah. Now, Lee Matthews, he's an AFL legend, former Brisbane Lions coach. He had this to say today on Adelaide Radio.
Poor old Bachar Hooley, the poor bugger will get booed mercilessly by the fans who say he just got preferential treatment because he got the character reference from the PM and Waleed Ali and all that kind of stuff. People just don't like the thought that anyone is getting preferential treatment, and that is why the AFL, to me, have had to actually go to the appeal to make sure any thought that there's any preferential treatment by the system is completely nipped in the bud.
Now, Lee Matthews says that Bachar Hooley may be booed like Adam Goodes following this whole incident and the way that he was trying to seek preferential treatment. That's what some people are describing it as.
If you rock in with a reference from not only Australia's most prominent Muslim, Waleed Ali, but also the Prime Minister, who I understand wrote this specifically for the tribunal. You got nothing better to do than to just word this guy up to this tribunal.
I know what you're trying to say. I know. Look, it might be a bit too much.
It's too much.
It is a bit too much.
You know.
Yeah, it is a bit too much.
Peter Dutton probably wouldn't do it.
No, he wouldn't.
Get Barnaby Joyce to do it. Probably not an AFL fan.
No, that's
but
right.
I'm just saying, you don't have to go all the way to the top.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, I mean, you could have gotten your local sheikh or something like that.
Or just the Premier of Victoria, whatever you want. But
it wouldn't even really matter. I mean, obviously the guy doesn't want to miss any games. Well, I don't understand why he would have to go to those lengths.
Okay, what I don't understand is, he doesn't want to miss any games. Yeah. He's been at it for 10 years. He's never been banned. Apparently, he's never fucking hit anyone either.
That's
this man doing his job properly? And by the by, that was an accident. I don't think that he did that.
Yeah, no, I don't think he did it on purpose either. I think it was an accident. He wasn't looking at him. If we take a look at the vision now, you just have a look at it. He didn't actually smack him in the head looking at his face.
No.
That's different.
No.
He was trying to actually get away from the player, Jed Lamb from Carlton. He was trying to move away, and unfortunately, he just struck out at the back there and smacked him in the head. But I do think it was a bit extreme trying to get the PM involved. But what are you going to do? Look, if you have the PM in your pocket, are you not going to use him?
Yeah,
of course
you're gonna.
You
Was this ban, do you think it should have been 4 weeks? I mean, I don't give a shit.
Look, they've got a real issue with punching now in the AFL, apparently. That's why they're really trying to clamp down on this. And a lot of other people who have been handed suspensions for striking, intentional striking in some cases, they've been handed bigger bans. So they thought that the 2-match ban handed to Hooley was a bit too low. So, but I think the way Lee Matthews came out and compared the whole situation to the Adam Goodes thing. Yeah. I mean,
that's loaded.
That's
loaded, bringing a level of that. He's like, this Muslim is now going to be in the same position as this Aborigine.
That's right.
That's not right. You shouldn't bring that up. And that was a disgrace, what happened to Goods.
Big time.
It wasn't
good.
right,
You haven't seen
you know?
any sign of Goods at all. And he's, in a way, a national treasure, man. And what he did to that girl and pointed her out, that's what that was the right thing to do, man.
It
You
was.
act like an idiot, you're going to get called out for it, you know?
Agree.
But I reckon...
Where was the PM then?
Yeah,
well, it was Tony Abbott.
Tony wouldn't have given him
No, I
reference.
don't think so.
Yeah.
Right, so this week, a Victorian tribunal has been investigating this nurse.
That's right.
Her name is Tara Seymour.
Tara.
She worked at Coburg Hospital, a medical facility, and she's got a bit of a dodgy track record with drug tests.
Yeah.
Particularly, the one in question this time relates back to November of last year. She tested positive for cocaine.
Yeah.
She denies she took cocaine, but did admit that she'd had sex with an extremely sweaty man who had apparently imbibed copious quantities of this illicit
Sweaty drug user, she said.
and thereby transmitted his sweaty, cokey
residue
to her, you know, sinking her chances of passing the drug test. The story has gone global. Some of the New York tabloids, I noticed, couldn't resist it because it's pretty good.
But do you think she actually thought it would come out? I mean, she probably thought it would stay within the confines of the tribunal, right? But obviously someone's got a hold of it and gone, well, you know what? Not only are you a drug user, allegedly, right?
Yeah.
You might be quite a grimy person.
It's pretty.
Well, here's the thing, no, but what she said is that the reason why that she felt contaminated by this man is because after having intercourse with him, she didn't clean herself.
No, she didn't have a shower.
Didn't have a shower.
She didn't even take a piss.
That's right.
She just rocked straight
to
into work.
the drug test. Straight to the drug test. Take me there. Yeah.
That's
Let
gnarly.
me give him some urine.
That's gnarly. Anyway, one of the doctors involved, a Dr. Chang, I believe his name is, in the tribunal, he says it's highly improbable. He's not buying it. He says, in fact, that to achieve this kind of result, the only way this scenario could possibly happen...
Half a litre.
Half a litre.
Half a litre.
Either semen or sweat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Half a litre of sweat's probably possible.
50-50 ratio.
I don't know. Maybe if you're lying there, right, and and the guy's over the top of you, right, and you're just going...
Oh my God!
I don't know. Maybe this whole case is pretty great. The tribunal is going to review its decision in about 3 months.
Yeah, but I don't know. What sort of excuse is that anyway?
Well,
couldn't you come up with something better? Why did you have to look like a grime bag and someone who's just totally giving into their vices? You know?
That's exactly right.
You could have come up with something else, completely different.
That's what I think.
Oh, my drink got spiked.
My drink got spiked.
Right.
I don't know. Fell face first into a pile of cocaine at a friend's house, and I had to breathe, or I would have died. You know what? It reminds me a lot of an incident in. I think it happened in 2013, or the findings came out in 2013. The incident predated that, where a New South Wales woman tried to claim compo, and I think was initially successful, and then the decision got overturned because she was having sex with some dude on a work trip in the motel room that work had booked for her,
about this one.
and a light fixture came down and smashed her in the face, right? Now, to me, you could have just invented any other reason for that injury, you know? You could have just tripped, I smashed my head on the door.
That's right. Why did you have to come out and say you were getting
Give me the compo.
Yeah.
I don't know. And you got to wonder if that's going through their heads when they're sitting there, you know, under the harsh lights of these, like,
these tribunals and these sort of, like, inquiries.
And you just got to wonder if they're going, I should never have said that.
Yeah, definitely. But you know what? Tara Seymour is probably thinking that right now, and considering pretty much all these media websites or news websites, across the world are running with this story now. Yeah, Tara, better, I don't know, run it by someone else next time, the lies, you know. You've got to come up with better lies. You've got to really think them through.
True, but thank you nonetheless.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, reported lies anyway.
It's a heroic,
that's right.
heroic
Alleged.
effort.
Thank you. Apparently there's some major issues going on within some school at Oran Park, a Catholic primary
Sydney
school.
Southwest.
In Sydney Southwest. Apparently teachers at that school tried to, I don't know, do a bit of role play with the children. Early in the day, they actually had someone come in. And,
What, was a nun?
Yeah, it was a nun come in with an envelope, and they told the children that it was from the Prime Minister and that that they had to be taken away from their parents because their parents hadn't done a good job of raising them, right? Now, this was trying to, I don't know, highlight what it would feel like to be part of the stolen generation.
Yeah.
Obviously, a very, very moving issue and something that, I don't know, shouldn't really be toyed with. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they let the kids, so they told them this at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then they just let them think that they were going to be carted off. I'm not sure if they were giving them a lesson in the meantime or whatever, but, you know, a lot of these kids were really upset. They were crying. They couldn't eat their lunch. You know, they're only in year 4, so what are you in year 4, like 9 years old?
Yeah, about
like
8, 9 years old.
Yeah, 8, 9 years old. And it wasn't until 10 to 3, so that's 10 minutes before bell time, that they said, Dad, it's just a joke. It's just a kid.
It's just a game.
But imagine how it must have felt for those Aboriginal kids.
Look, and I get it. I get what they're trying to do, and I get the message that they're trying to send to these children, trying to, I don't know, instill them with some sort of cultural sensibilities, you know?
Yeah.
But
is that the right way to go about it?
At least tell them, okay? Tell them, look, next week on Thursday, whenever it's going to be, we're going to have a role play. And I think in some cases with some of the Year 4 classes, in the report that I was reading, they did tell 2 of the classes that was what they were going to do. But then one class totally freaked out.
So maybe they were experimenting, because the principal did say, you know, we've done this before.
Yeah.
Some of the kids and parents thought it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe they were experimenting with this class, because I get it. I mean, it kind of takes the sting out of the tail if you're like, look, we're not really going to take you away.
Yeah, that's right.
And put you in mission and force you to behave like, you know, your skin's a different colour.
Yeah, but you're playing mind games with the kids, man. Total mind games.
Dude, it's not right, man.
No,
it's
not
terrible.
at all.
It's terrible.
It's crazy. And it just, you know, it brings you back to, you know, when you were younger, obviously, stuff you were taught in school, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of it was bullshit. Like, a lot of it. Complete and utter bullshit.
Probably
I'm talking like from the subject matter in the classes to just basically the messages that you're getting, like, through body language, you know. I don't know, man. I reckon that this whole situation went too far. If you're going to compare it to certain situations that other people have been through, right? Let's just say, I don't know, in the United States where people are getting killed in classes and whatever, you know, I really wouldn't say it's that bad. Harden up a little bit, but at the same time, I agree that it's just...
Come on, man. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But I think there's a kind of an irony here. You know, this Catholic school was like, who were some of them involved in the stolen generations. They're like, right, we really want to foster some empathy in these kids. So we're going to tell them this, like, appalling lie that does have some kind of truth behind it, you know? Whereas, as you say, a lot of the time when you're a kid, it goes the other way. You know, parents, God bless them, and teachers, you know, bless them too, some of them.
Some of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
You know, they do spend a lot of time really not preparing you for real life.
That's
right.
right.
You should never lie.
Yes.
Well, as an adult, how feasible is that?
Exactly.
Actually, you should learn to lie really well.
That's right.
You know, convincingly.
Practice your lying every day, you know, like your jump shot.
Yeah, you know, that probably would have helped out our friend Tara Seymour.
That's right. Tara.
You never lie, don't cheat.
Yeah.
You know, money's not the most important thing in the world.
Get out of here.
Come on.
I know, it's complete and utter crap.
It's
just thinking about it makes me sick,
true.
you know. But what were they going to do anyway? What are they going to bring the ills of the world to our eyes at such a young age? That's another thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, how much can a nine-year-old kid empathise?
Yeah, that's true.
That much.
Yeah, I agree. I reckon. I think you're asking a bit too much of them.
It's way too much.
Mate, I think they could even be 12 and you're asking a bit too much of them.
You know what? How about if you want to explain things like the stolen generations, start fucking talking about what happened to Aboriginal people.
That's right.
As a matter of practice.
Yeah.
Because that's not that heavy in our syllabus.
Factually.
Yeah. Talk about it factually. Explain what
But then
happened.
again, you know what? At the same time, if you tell them a bunch of stories, you know, they're not going to really listen to it. If you make it look like it's actually happening to them,
Yeah.
well, yeah, they're going to take it seriously. But like I said, I think it was a bit too much.
Too much.